Hello boys and girls, I'm TheFlyingTeaCup, and there's something that has been on my mind for quite a while. What is up with Coliseum? I mean, it's different from the other game modes. Every game mode, except Frontier Defense in some cases, can be played on any map. But when you search for Coliseum, you can only play on two specific maps, Coliseum and Pillars. We can see that the maps are extremely small and similar to each other compared to the other maps. In fact, they are identical. They both have the same shape and size. The only thing that differentiates them is the huge pillars on the disc in the center of the map. It's easy to say that this is just a game mode and there's nothing more to talk about, but we've seen multiple times that a lot of things in the multiplayer is based in lore. So saying that this is just a game mode for just multiplayer purposes is a little strange. So what part does the Coliseum play in the Titanfall lore? Maybe we can find something if we look a little closer. The game starts with two pilots. They have both the same loadout and will fight to the death. The one who reaches 3 kills first wins. The weapons that are used in the Coliseum tend to require skill. An example of this is that the majority of the weapons that have been used have had travel time or require you to be very precise with your aim. Depending on the match result, the pilots will interact differently with each other. If a pilot wins 3-0, the pilot seems to be more light-hearted towards him or her opponents, doing things like helping them up or shaking their hands. If a pilot wins 3-1, the losing pilot seems to show respect and honor towards their opponents, similar to what a student would do to their master. And finally, when a pilot wins 3-2, the winning pilot seems to be quite aggressive and toxic, kicking and stepping on the other pilot while they're laying down on the ground. Why do I bring this up? Well, it proves some things that are quite questionable. If they fought to their death, wouldn't it be strange that they can and would do these shenanigans after the battle? Or that their mood changes depending on the result of the match, or even that they do this for fun in the first place? Yeah, absolutely, this is strange and makes no sense lore-wise, but all characters that participate in the Coliseum seems to be machines. The phase shift model has been used multiple times. One of these instances was in the Livefire DLC when the loadout consisted of Grapple, Gravity Star, Softball and the Mozambique. Another example was in the Colony Reborn DLC when the loadout consisted of Stim, Tix, Mastiff and the SMR. Isn't it strange that they didn't change to the right models? But in the postcard from the Frontier DLC on August 29th, the tactical ability was switched out for the Holopilot, which is an ability that is used by humans, and they used the right model. Why didn't they use the right one for the Grapple and Stim? Maybe that was just an oversight by Respawn. Or was it? Based on footage that I've found on YouTube where the Holopilot is used, something seems out of place. The hands that are used with the Holopilot is made of metal and bolts. This is not a hand of a Holopilot. This is a hand of a phase shift chassis. How strange and convenient that this wasn't patched out or hotfixed until the next time they changed the loadouts. What does this mean for the lore? Well, just like the gauntlet is used for movement practice, maybe this is used as a practice tool for pilots to practice their skills independently against another pilot. After all, you need to pay a fee of 10 credits or a Coliseum ticket to enter the arena. If you win, you will get a free gift from the advocate. Maybe the Coliseum is just like a sort of a fight club where you have to pay a fee or use a coupon to participate in a tournament or a one elimination battle where the winner wins a prize. That would explain why it shows how many losses and wins both player has and if they're on a streak or not. To put it simply, it's just a game. It's made to challenge people to have fun. That's why the players act differently depending on the final score. If you stomp on someone, you normally tend to go easy on them because you won't get any fun out of kicking them while they're down. And when you meet someone who's a real tough challenge, you tend to be more competitive and focused. After you beat them in a match where you were really close to losing, you tend to act superior and maybe go as far as being toxic towards them. That's what the cutscenes are all about. But what about the character models? Why are they all robots? The simple answer would be that making and designing armor that are supposed to be realistic and correspond to different abilities are a hassle, and to make them 100% accurate and then having a robot model is just much more convenient. But why the phase shift chassis in particular? What is so special about it? Well, this is where it gets interesting. The phase shift pilot seems to be the first simulacrum and robot pilot that we've seen in the Titanfall universe. And with that I mean actual pilots and not specters. The evidence is all over the campaign. In literally the first scene in the campaign, when Captain Lastimosa starts the simulation pod, you can see a phase shift pilot in the background walking with a grunt, and then later after the tutorial running back again. They can also be seen as so-called specialists infecting costs with the deployed drones and ticks. Even though other models has been used in the Coliseum, face shield has been more prominent than any other model. But it's all a simulation, right? Well, maybe not. If you look on the minimap, you can see that there are more platforms nearby surrounding the one you're on. Maybe that could mean that the pilots you meet in the Coliseum are remotely controlled from a sim pod by another pilot. This wouldn't be so surprising considering that rooms like this has been seen in Into the Abyss, and that the window panel can be opened to let pilots in. But is it available for everyone? To that I say, it's available for everyone who wants to try. But just like everything else in Titanfall games, it's probably part of the black market. So yeah, anyone can participate, but I don't think a lot of people would. It wouldn't surprise me that other people could bet their money on certain pilots and that the money you get after a match is your share of the dead pool. Besides, this sounds like something the SRS would do to keep their pilots in shape, just like the gauntlets. They're made to exercise pilots and encourage them to be better and stronger by competing with one another. But who knows, maybe some factions go to these gambling fighting clubs to find new mercenaries to recruit. But what do you think? Is there more to the Coliseum than meets the eye? Tell me in the comments. And with that said, thanks for watching and take care.